Hey there everybody, it's Wayne D. Welcome to the website WayneD.com. This is Arthur Slavin, one of my longtime students. We've been working for about 5 years. I usually see Arthur in the winter and then a couple times during the summer. And progress has been hard because if you watch the swing, Arthur's not a bad player. This is from 2015. And you can see what he's practicing here. Trying to get that left arm to stay across the chest, trying to load the right hip, trying not to cross the line, keep his grip together. There's just a lot of stuff in this swing. So as you see, this is sort of standard where the left arm will pop off the chest right here. The grip will come apart right here. And when I show you the face-on view, you would see his hips twisting into the middle as opposed to deepening and staying in the box from face-on. And then, of course, once this thing gets up over the top, he's going to re-grip, and the club is going to be steep, and then it's going to be out on his left arm. And when you look at it from the face-on view here, you're going to see the hips moving to the left with the right foot rolling over. So if nothing else, Arthur is very persistent. So as he's watched this and seen the difficulty in fixing these patterns, let's go all the way up to, let's go 2 years later and pick out a swing here. Let's see what we get. So as you can see, chronic left arm away from the chest. There's the lift, and there's that move at the top. So you can start to see evidence of a little better loading, but if we watch where the head ends up in relation to where the ball is, he's going to start off behind it. And he's going to end up right on top of it. When you get that feeling of leaning too far forward and being a little out of sequence, the club is going to throw. And again, you know, Arthur can break 80 doing this. But what I really wanted to show you here is recently, having worked with Willie Wilcox, I've seen the benefits of the way he sets up. So watching Arthur here, take a look at what we're doing here. So you can see we've adopted the very open stance, and we've got the ball a little more forward, and we've got the hips trying to feel like, to Arthur, the hips feel like he's notching them back, and he's standing more on his right leg at address. So watch how much better he's going to load into that right side here. So we've been trying to get a sense of loading so that we can sequence from the ground and not lean forward. So that's really a very good move for Arthur. We're still obviously working on keeping the head a little more steady, but as you can see here, he's actually behind the ball. Now this would give him a chance, if we do some impact work, to get that handle further up toward the ball. But certainly big improvement there. Now that looks a little slow because in order to get this to happen, we had to do some swings where the tempo felt like he had time to think about what he was doing more. So obviously when this speeds up, it gets a little bit dicey, but it's always nice to see a lot of correct things going on in a full motion with no stopping, and it's not a drill. This is it's slower than normal, but it's still continuous. So one of the things you'll see here again is a little bit of a handle drag, and that's helping that left arm stay against the chest. So watch how we work this back. So the idea is to get the hands moving slightly inward and the face to stay neutral for the first, say, quarter of the backswing, and then to use right arm and left arm, right arm supination, left arm pronation to rotate. When I rotate the forearms, the face is going to open up. You can see that way different. It's usually dead shut there. So the thought here is to twist the handle all the way to the top of the swing and try to point the club off to the left. As the handle comes in and the club head stays more out, the thought is to get that right hip back deep. So we could do a little better there and keep some flex, but watch the transition here. Now another really important factor is keeping this grip together. You saw before how the grip would come apart. That's a constant thought. Got to keep that together so we can keep this angle here and lean the club on that right index finger. So watch in transition now. So Arthur came back the day after this, and we saw right away the difficulty of maintaining these changes day to day. So here's the first swing we filmed the next day. Now watch the face. See that? Now that's what I was talking about. And then watch this one. So again, you look at what the right forearm is doing. If it's not supinating, which is turning the palm up, so we're rotating that, and we want to get the face from here, it's got to twist open. So we're really concentrating on loading the right and twisting that handle, twisting the forearm so we can feel we lay the club back over here. And then, so when Arthur comes in, I don't say anything to remind him what he's trying to do. This is the swing that pops up. Now you can definitely see in transition he's got the right idea as far as flattening the club, but this backswing is a real problem. So by the end of this session, let's see, it's going to do a little better here. So that's a little bit too in, but still much better. Not as good as this one. And then if we look at it face on, and we go back to the beginning of this lesson, let's watch. There it goes. So there's that rotation inward of the right side of the pelvis going, loading into the center. Whereas we want it to feel like it's moving more in this direction. So there he stays on the wall much, much better here. It's just hard to keep all these things in your head. So when you start with a swing that has multiple mistakes, it's just such a difficult task to correct a lot of things at one time. It takes a lot of work and a lot of time, but we're getting there.